Pesach of 5780, 2020 has come to an end. And I'm sure it's true to say for all of us, it's a Pesach that we will never forget. And I think it's true to say for all of us, it's a Pesach, the likes of which we hope will never happen again. The coronavirus threw so much out of kilter. If there was one positive to it, for me, and I have a feeling for many of you, it was the fact that being locked behind doors gave us an opportunity to do a lot of reading. And I did a lot of reading. I've learned so much. Everything from Brooklyn to B'nai Brak, from Thomas Aquinas to Rabbi Akiva, from the Chazon Ish to Yogi Berra, to Shmura Matzah and Shlisel Challah. Ask me anything about it and I know it. The one thing I don't know is the question everybody's asking. Why did we get hit with this coronavirus? A global pandemic. Or to put the question into religious terms, why did God bring the coronavirus upon us? You would be amazed at some of the answers I have come across from seemingly intelligent, highly thought of people. Jane Goodall, who was world famous, a British primatologist, says that this was God's way of punishing us for showing disrespect to animals. Shlomo Avner, a widely respected Israeli rabbi, said this is God's way of showing his opposition to postmodernism. Another rabbi in Israel, Meir Mazuz, said that this is God's punishment for the gay pride parades. But if that was the case, why did the coronavirus hit B'nai Brak, where the ultra-Orthodox live, so hard, and not Tel Aviv, where they have the gay pride parade? Pastor Stephen Andrew from the USA Christian Church said, of course, it's the Jews' fault. It's a Zionist plan to decrease global populations. And then there's Rick Wiles. Rick Wiles is a well-known conservative preacher who has his own website and his own news program and who was a constant guest at the White House. He explained it as being God's opposition to transgender children, or his opposition to me and you, the Jews. Stay out of those synagogues, he writes. There's a plague in them. God's dealing with false religions. God's dealing with people who oppose his son, Jesus Christ. He's dealing with the forces of Antichrist. And this guy gets invited to the White House Hanukkah party, and I don't. This guy has God speaking to him, and I never hear a word. How do all of these people know what God's will is? And how come it always works out that God's will is always against people they have a problem with, never against themselves? Does Judaism have any answer to this question? Well, I can give you a pretty profound one from this week's Torah portion. In this week's Torah portion, we are told that Aharon, the high priest, has the greatest of tragedies thrust on him when both his children, Nadav and Avihu, are offering what is referred to as a strange fire on the altar, and they are immediately destroyed. Can you imagine the reaction of this high priest, this man who serves God every day, to have this happen to him? And you know what the Torah tells us? 2 words. Vayidom Aharon, and Aaron remained silent. Harold Kushner once said that this is the most eloquent silence in the whole Torah. In the rest of the Torah, we're never told when somebody didn't say something. We're only told when they had something to say. But in telling us that Aaron remained silent, we're being told a lot. Imagine what was going through Aaron's heart and mind. The questions he must have had of God. Why me? Why my children? So many questions. And imagine the anger and the frustration and the desire to cry out. Vayidon Aharon. Aharon remained silent. That was the greatest act of faith. He didn't question. He didn't join with anger. He accepted the fact that there are things in life that we just don't understand and that we have to accept. That's quite a lesson. Have a good Shabbos.